The smartest person you've ever met may not have been smart. And the reason you believe they were is far more disturbing than you think. Because manipulators don't usually fool people by lying. They fool people by making others build the illusion for them. An illusion so powerful that it can turn confidence into expertise, certainty into wisdom, and an ordinary person into someone who seems impossible to question. The disturbing part? Your brain was designed to fall for it. And by the end of this video, you may realize you've already fallen for it before. Imagine walking into a room with two strangers. One has spent 20 years mastering their field. The other has spent 20 years mastering people. An hour later, most of the room believes the second person is smarter. Not because they know more, because they look like they know more. And that raises a dangerous question. If intelligence is real, why are humans so bad at recognizing it? Most people assume intelligence is obvious, something you can see, something you can hear, something you can instantly recognize. But that's not actually true. You have never directly observed intelligence. You've only observed clues, words, confidence, body language, status, reputation, and then your brain fills in the blanks. That tiny fact changes everything, because clues can be manufactured. And once you understand that, an unsettling possibility appears. Maybe some of the people we admire for their intelligence were never demonstrating intelligence at all. Maybe they were demonstrating something else, something easier to fake. This begins with a flaw hidden inside every human mind. A flaw that evolved for speed, not accuracy. Your brain hates uncertainty. When meeting someone new, it wants answers immediately. Can I trust them? Should I listen to them? Are they competent? The problem is that gathering real evidence takes time. So the brain cheats. It uses shortcuts. And one shortcut dominates almost all the others. Confidence, not knowledge, not expertise. Confidence. The person who answers instantly. The person who never seems unsure. The person who speaks as if doubt doesn't exist. For reasons most people never notice, certainty feels intelligent, even when it's completely wrong. But confidence alone doesn't explain something strange that happens every day. Because if confidence were enough, every confident person would appear brilliant. They don't. Some people project intelligence far more effectively than others. Why? Because the best manipulators understand something deeper. People don't judge intelligence in isolation. They judge it socially. Imagine a meeting. One person speaks confidently. Nobody challenges them. A second person nods. A third agrees. Suddenly something fascinating happens. The room stops evaluating the idea and starts evaluating the reaction of everyone else. The belief spreads, not because evidence increased, because social proof increased. One person believes, then another, until the illusion becomes self-sustaining. And this is where the story becomes darker, because the manipulator doesn't have to convince everyone. They only have to convince enough people. After that, the group does the rest. The illusion begins reproducing itself. History is filled with leaders, fraudsters, cult founders, and charismatic figures who understood this principle instinctively. Not necessarily because they were geniuses, because they understood human psychology better than the people around them. But even this isn't the most powerful weapon manipulators possess. Their greatest advantage is attention. Most people spend their lives studying themselves, their goals, their fears, their insecurities. Manipulators often study other people, and that difference is enormous. Because when you understand someone's fears, you don't need to overpower them. You only need to guide them. Within minutes of meeting someone, a skilled manipulator may already be asking silent questions. What do they desperately want? What are they afraid of losing? What are they trying to prove? Where's the emotional pressure point? Once that answer appears, the interaction changes completely. The conversation is no longer about truth. It's about prediction. And prediction creates influence. This is why many scam victims aren't foolish. Many are successful, educated, experienced. Some are exceptionally intelligent. Because manipulation rarely attacks intelligence directly. It attacks emotion. A person can detect flaws in an argument, but loneliness, insecurity, status anxiety, the desire to belong, those are much harder to defend against. Yet even that isn't the darkest part. The darkest part is that great manipulators often tell the truth, at least most of it. People imagine manipulation as endless deception. Reality is more sophisticated. Instead of inventing false realities, they edit real ones. Imagine someone handing you a 1,000-piece puzzle. Every piece they give you is genuine. Every piece is real. The only thing they control is which pieces never reach your hands. You don't see a lie. You see an incomplete truth. And incomplete truths are often more persuasive than outright lies because they don't trigger suspicion. They trigger confidence. You believe you're seeing the whole picture when you're only seeing the version chosen for you. And now we arrive at the most disturbing discovery of all. The reason manipulators seem intelligent has surprisingly little to do with manipulators. It has to do with everyone else. Because intelligence is often treated like a mirror, people project it onto others. The confident boss, the charismatic speaker, the persuasive leader, the person everyone else already respects. The manipulator provides a surface. The audience creates a reflection, which means the illusion isn't built by one person. It's built collectively, without realizing it. And once that happens, something dangerous occurs. Questioning the manipulator starts feeling uncomfortable, not because they're always right, because accepting they were wrong means accepting we were wrong too. Our ego becomes their bodyguard, and suddenly the illusion becomes incredibly difficult to break. This is why intelligent people aren't immune. Sometimes they're more vulnerable, because intelligence often creates trust in one's own judgment. And if that judgment has already been manipulated, intelligence simply becomes fuel for mistake. Which brings us to the final difference between genuine intelligence and manufactured intelligence. From a distance, they can look identical, but pressure reveals everything. A manipulator protects certainty. A genuine expert investigates uncertainty. A manipulator avoids questions. A genuine expert welcomes them. A manipulator protects image. A genuine expert protects accuracy. One seeks influence. The other seeks truth. And when reality starts pushing back, only one of them adapts. The other doubles down. That's why the most dangerous manipulator isn't necessarily the best liar. It's the person who convinces you they're the smartest person in the room. Because once that happens, they no longer need to control your thinking. You'll do it for them. And that's the real intelligence mirage. Manipulators don't create the illusion that they're intelligent. Their victims do.